Good morning, good morning, good morning. Find something cool to fidget with while I'm on camera. See, this looks real technical when I stand here with a carburetor in my hand from the 1900s. But anyway, man, this is a real quick recap from this morning. I just finished filming my Motorcycle Madness Nighthawk front tire removal, and went pretty well. I was surprised at how well it went. I thought the bike was going to give me a little more trouble than it did. Very glad I took it off, went ahead and did all that. So this is the first in many video series. I'm going to do my best to go live every day, to do this every day. Man, if nothing else, just to hang with you guys. Y'all are pretty awesome. I'm just getting all fidgety here. Y'all are pretty awesome, and man, I enjoy doing this. Yeah, it was pretty simple. The Nighthawk has brake drums. Has drums on both the front and the back. And I've never tore down front drums before, but they're surprisingly simple. You take off the cable. The cable was a little finicky. Unfortunately, I tore the rubber boot, but it was dry rotted anyway, so it wouldn't do any good. Once they dry rot and crack, those little rubber boots, they really do either need to be taken off or replaced, because what's going to happen is it'll grab water. And once it grabs water, then it's no good. It'll hold water around your cable and rust your cable out. And being that it's a brake cable, sorry, I got something in my eyes. Being that it's a brake cable, that's a very unfortunate thing. And the bike also this morning decided to eat the battery. Last night it finished off the battery that it had. I really wish motorcycles had bigger, better batteries. So we're going to save our nickels and get a lithium battery, because those are awesome. They don't suck like lead acids do. They're a lot better. They have a lot better temperament to them as far as dealing with the cold and sitting up for any period of time. And the battery that's in it currently sat for about a year and a half. I pulled it out of an old scooter, and it just gave up the ghost. I took all it had left. On the ride yesterday, it went dead at a stoplight, and so that tells me the battery most likely has an internal short, which is not good. You really don't need to run on a battery like that with an internal short, because what'll happen, it'll cook your regulator rectifier. But no big deal. We're tearing the bike down anyway. It's not going to be run for a while. I'm actually going to drain the carburetor float bowl. Definitely drain the float bowl whenever you sit a carbureted vehicle for any length of time, because this is what'll happen. See all that crap in there? See all this crap? Look how this doesn't move anymore. I mean, technically it does move, but it's supposed to flop around, and it's not doing that. And gasoline will turn to varnish, and especially ethanol in gasoline. And a lot of people would disagree with me, but I think ethanol cleans carburetors. Carburetor cleaners have ethanol in it, I believe. Hey, you know what? Let's prove that. All right, well, I'm horribly wrong with that. But anyway, you can clean carburetors with alcohol. I used to use it all the time. And constantly running through, it'll be fine. But whenever it sits, that's where the problem gets caused, because the ethanol doesn't react with the carburetor, but the water that it absorbs does. And these are aluminum. And so what do you get when you have a solvent mixed with water mixed with a reactive metal like aluminum. You get aluminum oxide. That's why the inside of carburetors will get all crusty when they've sat for a long time with ethanol gas in them. And so we definitely want to take the time. Yeah, you can't really see it in this one, because thankfully this float ball's steel. But you definitely want to take the time to drain the carburetor. It doesn't take much. There's a little screw on, like this one has a little screw here. You undo that, all the gas comes out and you're done. Motorcycles are the same way. Here's a motorcycle carburetor here. This one happens to have the drain at the very bottom. Unscrew it, all the gas comes out, you're done. And doing that will prolong the life very drastically. It'll keep that reaction from happening. Now, like I said, you know, the ethanol is not necessarily bad if it's flowing through. If there's this constant flowing through, it's not that bad, because the ethanol doesn't have time to absorb the water, and the water doesn't have time to react. I just fixed this. So, funny thing happened here, just to chase a rabbit. This screw, this was on the mini bike, this screw worked its way out and flew down the highway somewhere. And thankfully these are similar enough to where you can interchange them. I really like these, the OKOs. But I got a plan for this. I didn't want to scrap this carburetor. I got a plan for it. But yeah, you definitely want to take care of these things. You know, they get bad gas in them, it gets ruined. That's just the reality of carburetors. But going back to the project this morning, you know, we took the front tire off of and you'll see that later on the short that I'm going to make. So tune back in later today at around 5. Check out my channel again. YouTube is really screwing me here. I don't know what happened to my channel. I was getting an average of 500 views per short video, and that's really good for originals starting out. This is a new channel. This isn't an experienced channel. This is a new channel, and so starting out, that's a really good deal. And then all of a sudden, it just dropped off to nothing. So I don't know if the algorithm's just not picking me up. And I looked at the stats, and feel free, somebody who actually knows, who'd be willing to help me out a little bit. The stats are good. Like the people who watched my video, all 17 of them watched it to the end, which tells me that it was entertaining. You're not just going to watch a video and if it's not entertaining to the end. But I don't know. I'm still figuring this thing out. You know, I'm not going to get bent out of shape about it. But, you know, hey, you know, asking why is a good thing. If you're trying to be successful at something and you're not successful at that thing, take the minute to ask that question. Why am I not successful? And then be ready for the answers. Don't be dissident to the answers. I mean, take it. So if my videos, if I keep uploading shorts here and they're not catching on and people don't think they're entertaining, then we need to change the game a little bit. And I welcome feedback. Hey man, check this out. Do this to the video. Do that to the video. I'd like this felt weird. Why'd you do that? You know, hey man, I'm down with all that sort of stuff. Because hey, I need all the help I can get. I want to entertain you guys, not bore you to death. I want to be able to capture your attention and just for a brief moment of your life, let you come into my world and experience this thing with me, you know, have fun with me, you know, enjoy what I'm enjoying with me. If you've ever worked on any sort of vehicle, you know that when you do it by yourself, it sucks. And I can't quite convince any of my friends who are at work right now to come over to my house and jump on this project with me. Now, they're not going to do that. So, hey, I'm taking you guys with me. And you will get to see what I'm doing because I'm going to upload it at 5 today. I'm going to try that tactic. I've heard, and I've kind of experienced this myself, that when you upload around the time where most of your subscribers and most of your viewers are watching, then you're most likely to have a video that's going to do really well. and that has been my experience. So we're going to try that and see if that's what's happening. Maybe I'm just uploading too early. I've noticed with TikTok, as I am uploading these to TikTok, so if you want to see it early, feel free to jump on my TikTok. That channel needs all the help it can get. Follow all that good crap. Man, from what I can see, you'll get monetized quicker on TikTok than you will YouTube. I didn't know that. If I would have known that, I would have done TikTok a long time ago. Personally, I've hated TikTok. I've always kind of looked at it like a cancer because of the way it grabs your attention and keeps you. You literally have a computer algorithm that is designed to hold your attention at all cost. And I just feel like that's not a good thing. But hey, whatever. I'm wanting it exists. It exists. Accept the things you can't change and change the things you can. Like this. I really want this blue knob on top of this carburetor. Accept the things you can't change and change the things you can. And so if you can't beat it, join it. There's a lot of good on TikTok. It's not all bad. It's not all terrible. And that's what I want to contribute to, you know. That's the part I want to contribute to. I want to be one of the positive forces on these platforms. Because I'm going to tell you, you know, the world is a sick place. The world's a mean place, but it's not a terrible place. And there's a lot of good in the world, and there's not enough people who promote that. Everybody's promote a lot. So many people are promoting doom and gloom, you know, with all this election crap, with all this political garbage. Man, I just want to be one of the people that do something a little different. And that different is, man, I got a message that I want to share with you guys. Change is possible. If you look in the mirror and you don't like who you see staring back, well, there's an opportunity for change now. You can change who you are, because I'm going to tell you, who you are is not a horrible person. Who you are can be very quite simply who you choose to be. You don't have to be a mean person. You don't have to be a hateful person. You can choose not to be. And I'm going to tell you, when you do make that choice, and this is from personal experience, when you do make that choice to discipline yourself in such a way to where you bring peace into the world, your life's going to get a lot better. It's going to be a lot more enjoyable. Man, look at that. That's pretty cool. So y'all just witnessed me fix probably my favorite carburetor. Really love this one. Down its throat. Y'all, I love this carburetor. I wish that I could figure out a way. I really want to figure out a way to put this on the Nighthawk. But anyway, change is possible, and you guys can totally do it. You can totally do it. Man, look in the mirror. Learn how to become okay with your shortcomings. Learn how to become okay with your flaws. Not as in, accept my flaws and this is just how I am, but look at your flaws and see what's holding you back from who you could be. And that is the ultimate idea, is become the person, reach your potential. Strive to reach your potential. And yeah, and you'll find life to be a lot more enjoyable. And just like this, man, I'm not a mechanic. You're going to watch my videos. Probably half the entertainment is the mistakes that I'm going to make, I already know that I'm going to make them. I try to educate myself as much as I possibly can I watch other people who do know what they're doing, and I try to learn from them. But the reality is, man, you know, we all know a little something, but none of us know everything. And so I want to take what I know and try to learn something more, try to better and grow myself, and entertain you guys. Again, man, I want to entertain you guys. I want y'all to have fun. I want y'all to have fun with me, because that is the glory of the internet. That's the glory of YouTube, is to be able to take you guys on board with me. Yeah. You don't like mean people. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, two strokes are awesome. But yeah, you gotta be the best version of you that you possibly can. And you know, there is a time and place to make war. There's a time and place for violence. There's a time and a place for aggression. And most of the time, it's not the time and not the place. If you're not making war to keep peace, then stop. I wish our leaders could understand this. You should make war to keep peace. If our leaders understood this, then we wouldn't need a military budget. I believe that because everybody would be striving for peace. Where was I even going with it? I'm just saying stuff. Saying stuff that I hope is meaningful. But anyway, moving forward with it, like I said, I'm not a mechanic. I'm trying to learn something new and take you guys with me in the process. This morning's video, I've never taken a front tire off of a bike with a brake drum. Totally new experience, but I did it. I accomplished it, and I made a video. I don't know how to be a content creator, but every time I do this, every time I make a video, every time I fail at the video, because I failed at a lot of them, and you can look through my stuff and see, like, oh, that video didn't do so well. Oh my gosh, I can't believe you said that. Hey, I learned something. And definitely, I'm totally fine with you looking at my shortcomings and learning from it, because, man, if I can make a mistake and inspire some growth in somebody else, let's do it. Let's do it. Because I want to grow myself. And man, if you could let me know, be like, hey, I see what you did here, but this is what I would have done. And hey, I may take your advice. You may give me the advice that I need to grow this channel successfully. But if not, hey, whatever. It is what it is. But I had a lot of fun taking my front tire off. Took the front tire off. Took the fender off. Which I wish I would have filmed it now that I'm thinking about it. What y'all didn't get to see is because my battery died, I had to kickstart the bike without a Kickstarter. It doesn't have a Kickstarter on it, so it a pop start. I guess that's what it's called, pop start. So I had to run this thing across the parking lot because I wanted to film it driving in the shed for the very last time until all this work's done. So today was the very last time I was able to ride this bike as it is. And it's going to get a total makeover. I'm totally excited about it and excited about taking you guys with me. Let me see what time it is. Oh, we got a lot of time. And man, I see a lot of you guys on. Feel free to jump in and comment. I love hearing what y'all have to say. That might very well be the funnest part of YouTube. And if I see it pop up, man, we're going to talk about it. And I wonder what the inside of this looks like, because I don't think I took my own advice and drained it. Let's see. Let's open her up and see. Is it crusty, rusty? Is it terrible? Is it horrible? What do we got? Gotta drop a screwdriver. Somewhere in the world, there's someone who's really mad at me for using a Phillips. A flathead to take out a Phillips. Ha! What do you know? Oh, that smells good. I did drain it. Man, look at that. That's what it looks like when you service them properly. And they stay looking like that. I probably took this apart earlier and forgot. Yeah. See how that dangles? See how this one doesn't? Boom. Shoot. I cannot imagine what it's like to lose someone after 50. How many years were y'all married? Oh, I see you are 50. Yeah, I have trouble seeing the camera. I see you are 52. Man, I can't imagine. I really can't. Man, my wife is precious to me. She's actually waiting on me to get done with my live video so I could take her to the church. But man, she's my best friend. But and again, I don't know what you're going through, because just not there in life yet. But you're still here for a reason. And man, please, whatever you do, don't waste the life that you have left. There's young people like me who really could benefit from the wisdom and life experiences that you have. And Find some young person that's willing to listen. God knows a lot of us are ignorant. Find some young person that's willing to listen. Because if you married a woman that you love that much, somebody needs to know what you went through. I wish that I had more older people in my life who had functional relationships. A lot of the older people I know are divorced and ridiculous, truly ridiculous. And it's hard to take good marital advice from them because they can tell me what they did wrong. They can tell me why their divorce failed. Your son's 26 and your daughter's 19. Okay, so you're probably about, yeah, you're a little younger than my dad, I believe. Yeah, I'm 30. I turned 36 this year, just a few days. But yeah, man, they need you. They need you, man, and take the short life that you have and try to live it to the fullest while you got it. And when you do get to see her again, how cool is that going to be when you got some stories to share with her? Be like, hey, while you was waiting up here chilling in heaven, man, let me tell you about what I went through. Let me tell you some exciting stories. Let me tell you about our kids. You know, what did our kids go through? Here's your grandkids. Oh man, all that good stuff. And I'm sure she would be really excited to hear that. So I'm really running out of stuff to talk about, but it's getting time to wrap up anyway, because I do want to take my sugar boo 18 years of marriage. Come on, that's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. I'm working on 10. Yeah, next February will be 10 for me. And man, I'm telling you, I love my sugar boo. And if you lived around here and you know me, you know I love my sugar boo. I don't always like her. Most of the time I love her. Now we get along pretty good. We worked really hard to learn how to speak honestly with each other without being abrasive. A lot of times, you know, because A, we care about each other. We would try to hold back how we really feel until we were mad and then couldn't take it no more, and we would say how we really felt in the meanest of ways, which doesn't work at all. But we've learned how to speak to each other, and we've learned how to be kind to each other, and now we have a lot of fun. Your favorite motorcycle? You love the jet bike. I've never driven a jet bike. I've seen them. I've never even seen one. I've seen them, but I've seen them online, but I've never seen one in person. I've never had the opportunity to drive one. They're pretty freaking cool. My favorite motorcycle? I love them all. I love them all. I love all the bikes I have, even the ones that don't run. But the one that has the most, and I rate this as my favorite in this way: fun to CC level, fun to money. There you go. CC to fun, money to fun. And the cheapest bike I have is the Nighthawk that I'm working on currently. And there's something about riding a small bike really fast. And by really fast, I mean wide open, going 60 miles an hour. I mean, you feel like you got that engine underneath you screaming bloody murder. And see, Janus motorcycles, and I would really love a Janus. That's one of my dream bikes. Ever since that company started, I just can't afford one. Not that they're that expensive. I just honestly can't afford to get one. But they got two bikes, 250s and 450s. Yeah, I think that's what it is. I think it's a 250 and 450. And they say something that I really like. It's with small bikes, you get everything that you pay for. That is the truth. So I get on my Harley, speed limit 70. The bike will go 110 for sure. I can't legally go 110 unless I'm on a drag track or I'm racing. But on the Nighthawk, the best it'll do is 65. And I did that on that last video that I took, the last ride video that I just uploaded yesterday. Got on the interstate and just opened it up, a wide open, set my cruise, and hit 65. That's it. I get to experience everything that bike has to give. I get total value out of it. And I think that's why small bikes are so much fun. Because you get the thrill of the motor screaming bloody murder all the time without having to worry about cops chasing you. Unless you're really being stupid, you don't have to worry about it. Oh man, the hurricane got your old bike. I hate that. Man, I hate that. That's no good. Hey, but there's plenty of them online. Plenty of them online. And that's another thing I like about this bike in particular. You know, I live in South Mississippi, and it's not unheard of for hurricanes to come through. Like Katrina came through this area. Thankfully, I lived in North Mississippi at the time. Katrina came through this area, decimated everything, blah, blah, blah. You don't know how it is. If this bike goes underwater, it's totally fixable. Like, it's not scrapped. Very easy to service. So far, everything on it's been a dream. It's been a dream to work on. And that's just because of how simple it is. Carburetor's easy to get off. The motor will drop right out the bottom. That's why I'm working on the front end first. So I can go ahead and get all the front end stuff fixed. And then I'm going to work on the motor. So that way I didn't got to have my jack to, you know, drop the motor out. I can just unbolt it, lay it in my lap, drag it out. But that whole motor will fit right here on this table in my hands. There you go, fella. There you go, man. Appreciate you. God bless you too, Tony. And, hey, Tony, hit the subscribe button and hit the notifications bell so that way when I jump back online again, we can hang out. Because I really want to try to do this Monday through Friday. I'm trying to make this a part of my work week because I really do want to be a professional content creator. You know, it sounds ridiculous and sounds silly, but it's my dream, man. And the worst thing I can do is fail. Worst thing I can do is fail. And I'm not, you only fail when you quit. So there we go. I'm just too stupid to quit. But yeah, if a hurricane ever came through and flooded this bike out, for one, there's enough parts available. Like I could get a whole new motor for $500. Easy. Odds are, if my videos go public enough, there's probably somebody who has a motor that would just send it to me. You know, they got some junk Honda 250 motor floating around. They would just send to me, you know, or sell to me at a really cheap price. They're just so common. Like it's the Twin Star. It was originally called the Twin Star. Twin Star parts fit on it. I even heard that there's a version of this motor that had a bigger cam, and I'm trying to find that version. I think it's a 400, but it used the same top end, and so the cam off of that engine would fit this motor. I'm doing my research on that because that'd be pretty cool. If this bike had a little more get up and go, a little more power, which I know it could squeeze out of it, because Hondas are known for not. They don't give you everything that motor can give you because they want their bikes to be drivable. They want them to be not only drivable but reliable. And truth be told, let's be real here, if it has truckloads of power, you're going to tear it up. And Honda doesn't want their bikes tearing themselves up. My Shadow, I got a 22 Shadow, and best bike I've ever owned, most useful bike I've ever owned, and wide open throttle locked wide open. It'll only do 90 with me sitting on it. With somebody lighter, I think they said it would only do 100, 105. Seems legit. I'm a big guy. It's a lot for a 750 to pull. But knowing that, though, and knowing that this is a toy more than it is a daily driver, let's do something to it. And I might even look at I've had an idea for a while, and this may be a future thing. I've had an idea for a while to make some sort of jig that would allow me to put camshafts in it, weld up the lobes, put a camshaft in it, and 3D print custom cam lobe profiles, and have the machine grind that thing out. So I don't know how. I want to do that. That might be. That's a little above my pay grade now. We might have to do that after this channel is long monetized, because I'm going to keep going until I'm monetized. I want that. That's my goal. But I think it'd be cool. To really see what this motor is capable of. And I used to work in machine shops. I was a machinist for years, so boring this motor out's not that big of a deal. Balancing it would be. I don't know if I actually want to do that or not, because that's what everybody does. Oh, dude, I would run the crap out of a Busa. Yeah, that's my problem too. I don't have Busa money. Oh man. Yeah, I went to a bike night the other day. Not a bike night, but a little rally, a meetup. They call them different things now. I went to a little meetup, and a guy had a Busa, and I thought that was pretty cool. But yeah, we're gonna do some fun stuff. I really wouldn't mind putting one of these type carburetors on it too. The one that's sitting on it is a constant velocity. Constant velocity carburetors are really nice when they're new. When they get a little age to them and they get a little wear to them, it makes it difficult to start and go. Whereas these carbs are a little more rugged. They're a little simpler because they don't have that diaphragm to fight with. It's one cable, pulls, you're done. I think they're easier to tune, and plus I can run a cool pod filter. Everyone loves pod filters. They're all the rage. But I'd love to run one of these. That'd be pretty neat. But there's a lot of stuff that's got to come between that and then. I do have that carburetor running good though. I may just leave it alone. Leave well enough alone. And yeah, so man, tune in at around 5 o'clock today. Definitely subscribe. What's up, Petra? I hope I'm saying your name right, Petra. And I'm not going to insult you by trying to pronounce your last name. But yeah, tune in at around 5 o'clock today, and let's see what time it is. Yeah, it's time for me to wrap it up. And you'll get to see the short that I'm going to upload later. And tune into my TikTok. I need to put those links in my description. I haven't done that yet. Oops. Put the links to those channels and those platforms in my info box, or whatever it's called on YouTube, so you guys can check all that out. If you want to see it quicker, because TikTok seems to promote me all day versus YouTube, who only promotes me at peak times and then lets my video die. All that hard work just painfully die. Whatever. It is what it is. But if you want to see it, you want to see what I'm doing, man, check over there and find out. But anyway, I'm going to leave you guys with this. And, man, you know, too often we, especially as men, you know, a lot of my viewers are men, we're too critical of ourselves. We never feel like we're good enough. And God help us when we make a mistake. You know, we take it very personal. And I want to let you know that I've learned in my life that when you make mistakes, it doesn't make you a mistake. And if all this YouTube tomfoolery that I'm doing doesn't amount of anything, I want this to be the most meaningful thing I do. And that's to have your attention long enough to remind you that you are valuable. That not only are you valuable, you have value, you have a potential value to bring into this world. You always have that. And the more you grow, the more you chase after your potential, the more value you bring. And I believe that's, you know, when the Bible talks about being a living sacrifice, that's what it's saying. That's what it's saying. You take that back to the old days. You're a sacrifice of peace. You're a sacrifice of thanksgiving. You're a sacrifice of peace when you grow as a person. I ain't trying to shoot religion at nobody. I ain't trying to convert nobody. That's not what I do. Man, I just want you to know that you have the potential to be something great wherever you're at, whoever you are, whatever your life is. And if your life's a total dumpster fire, you know what? Those make the best stories. Somebody needs to know how you got where you're at. And if you have no success in life at all, you have the wisdom and you know what not to do. Worst case scenario, you can always share with people what not to do. Man, I did this and turned my life into a train wreck. Don't do that thing. Best testimonies I've ever had generally sound like that. And but you're valuable, and you bring a value to the people around you, the people that love you. And don't ever think for a minute that you're worthless, because you're not. And just because you make mistakes does not make you a mistake. It took me a long time, a lot of self-searching, a lot of soul searching to be able to learn that lesson for myself. I knew it, but it's one thing knowing something, and it's another thing applying it to your life and believing it. I have learned to believe that I'm worth loving, and I can tell you that you're worth loving too. And so, man, if you're hurting, man, feel free to shoot me an email. We can chit chat. Man, you feel free to comment on any of my videos. I try to reply to everybody, even the people who are stupid. I try to reply to them too. And so I run out of stuff to say. Stay tuned. I'm going to try to do this Monday through Friday, take a break on the weekends. And so come join me, man. Love you guys. Later. Have a blessed day.